would you rather look at? This? Probably rather look at this. Listen, this is, I'm just gonna be in here real quick, share some cake with you. Look at that, look at that. I'll tell you about this cake. Homemade chocolate chip cookies. And because of the time, not doing coffee tonight, but I do have a glass of milk here. Just off the get-go, is anyone on? I have always, my entire life, loved an ice-cold glass of milk. There are people in this household who think that chugging one of these is absolute nonsense and pretty gross. So I'm just wondering, where are you on the fence, or just you don't do glasses of milk? How many people are okay with glass of milk? This is good. This is good. Okay. I'll probably have a couple drinks of milk, but I'm certainly not going to eat on camera. But I just wanted to let you know that I will be, and this was purchased, the Premier's right-hand man bought me this, got me this cake this morning. So I'll tell you about that. Mitch loves milk. And Mitch, I just want you to know that I'm on here at 9 o'clock. I saw that you were doing a Zoom at 8 o'clock. I just didn't want to encroach on anyone's time. So I hope that your Zoom get-togethers, I hope they're tremendous fun. I hope they're successful. Even if you had one person in there with you, that would be deemed successful in my eyes. Yes? Okay, so Mitch, good on you, man. Good on you. Okay, just going to be in here for a few moments. My 49th birthday is winding down into the final few hours of what has been a magnificent day. Let's just go back in time just a little bit. I went to bed last night about 10:30. I set my alarm for 11:58 so I could get up and enjoy. I know I'm with numbers and time. I love that kind of stuff. I like being present for the big moment. Last night, I wanted to get up 2 minutes just to enjoy the last few seconds of my 48th year and be wide awake and welcoming as I begin my 49th revolution around the sun. So midnight I'm up. Stay up for a few more moments because I know at about 12:30 the moon will be rising out of the east. And I've said this many times, because of where we are in Nova Scotia, we're right on the coast, waterfront property, although we can't actually see the waterfront because of a large building on our east side. But because we get to see the moon so close to the true eastern horizon, it's always this magnificent orange. No matter what phase of the moon, it's always this wicked, wicked orange. I'm not seeing it, 3 or 4 hours into the nighttime sky because of obstructions. So it's just magnificent. Every single night when it's clear, certainly if I'm up, or I would make a point to get up just to grab a glimpse of the moon coming up. We can't see the moon tonight. It's overcast here right now. Looking at the weather, -10. So it's going to feel like -10 in Halifax, the Nova Scotia area this evening. I was comparing the weather to here, to what's happening back in Woodstock, New Brunswick, which is my hometown, Carleton County, and there is a special weather statement already in place. If you keep up to date on the weather and what's happening, as you should, it's wintertime, you want to know what the weather conditions are going to be like before you go outside. But there is a special weather statement in place right now. Tomorrow night, so Wednesday night, going into early Thursday morning, it's going to feel like -35, -40. So keep that in mind. You can dress in layers. That's a lot of layers. When the temperature gets to that, you really have to rethink whether or not you want to go out into that weather. James, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. A lot of private messages, posts on Facebook, some of the things I put up there. So thank you so much. Thank you. It was really a cool day. getting into the city, getting to work, making a little video, and then there was some beautiful light snowfall early this morning, like 8 o'clock, just as I got to work. There were some really nice, fluffy snowflakes falling to the ground, and it just kind of sent me back to growing up and having birthdays in the dead of winter. Today actually felt like the dead of winter. It was certainly cold enough, although the only snow on the ground here in Halifax are snow banks. There's not a lot of, like, you can definitely see lawns and green grass. You know, not the same as out west, but very, very, very similar. Yes? Okay, we talked about the weather, and I just want to talk about a few things. What I'm about to say, these are notes. These are notes that I made this morning, and I talked about it in my little promo video this morning from Parade Square in Halifax. So I just want to continue on with what I was talking about this morning. And again, I have my birthday cake in here. I have a couple of homemade chocolate chip cookies, and these are just so wicked, and a cold glass of milk, which is still up for debate. Could you do this cake and cookies with a glass of milk, or would you prefer maybe just water or a coffee or some tea? If it wasn't so late at night, I would definitely be enjoying this with a coffee. But to be honest, that cake is so heavy and it's so filling. I'll take 3 or 4 bites and I'll end up taking that to work tomorrow. So just awesome. Okay, so let's go back. And I was just checking some messages on my phone. And there's 2 messages on there. One of the messages I've been saving for maybe just a week and a half, because it's from Sledgehammer Spike, and I could do a whole show on how him and I first met and how we reconnected. And if you watch this broadcast, you kind of know. But he left a message with me on my phone here about a week and a half ago, and it's just so funny. And he has such a distinct way of speaking and his sound, and I want to capture that. I don't want to erase it. I want to remember what he sounds like. So I've saved that message, and your phone it'll give you a warning and let you know that a particular message is going to be erased in 5 days. So I just save it again, and it'll keep it in file for another 25 days. And the second message that I've saved on there, and I was just speaking with this gentleman on the weekend, a good friend of mine, and he is the elderly gentleman out in White Rock, Ron Kemp, who I drove around when I was doing the chauffeuring for the electric vehicle company. So him and I, we still stay in contact. We had a great conversation over the weekend, and apparently his TV didn't work, and he couldn't figure it out. So he was without TV for a month. He was without TV for a month. His son showed up, and within 2 minutes, he had TV. So I'm not quite sure what was going on, but I took the opportunity to fill him in, to let him know that the football playoffs were on. So he was kind of perplexed that he didn't have TV for a month, but I took some of that away and relieved him by telling him there was some football. So, and football is going to be in February. I believe the Super Bowl is February 14th, February 15th, somewhere in that time frame, which is awful timing, or is it, for those that may, for the first time, or maybe you have some experience doing the dry February. Yes or no? Dry February, cut and dry, is basically you do not drink alcohol for the month of February. And there's a charity, there's an organization that you can get behind to raise funds for that, but I should know what it is, but for the life of me, I cannot, because I myself have not had a drink of alcohol in, I don't know, 16, 17 years, maybe 60. It's been a long time. No, this, James, I'm just seeing your message right now. This cake was purchased this morning from a bakery in Halifax by the Nova Scotia Premier, Tim Houston. His right-hand man, his executive director, Tyler, went out and bought me this. So the Premier's right-hand man, Tyler, bought me this. It was a full cake earlier. I've been nibbling on it all day. And the Premier's driver slash security, Ron, bought me a Timmy's coffee. So I had coffee and some birthday cake at the office of the Nova Scotia Premier. It is really, I've never, like I could do 2 or 3 shows on the jobs that I have had over the years. I think I'm somewhere in the range of, I gotta be close to at least 25, pretty sure that number is not far off, 25 different employers that I have worked for. Since I started work, my first job was bagging groceries at the Saviousy in grade 10. I have so many other jobs. My skill, my tool belt has many layers. There's all kinds of different loops, and there's all kinds of different skills and knowledge dangling from this belt. So I don't know where I was going with that, but thanks for going along for the ride. Oh, you were asking about, talking about the cake. Anyway, the cake, the coffee compliments of Ron and Tyler, 2 individuals that work closely with the Premier of Nova Scotia, Tim Houston. So football, just going to be in here for a few more moments. I absolutely love the views. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. It was a 49th birthday. It was amazing. And it was my first birthday being celebrated here in Nova Scotia. I celebrated 26 birthdays in New Brunswick. I had 1 birthday in Florida, then a whack of birthdays out west, and then this one here. So yeah, next year, the big 5-0. So gonna concentrate on this year. So stoked, just the contacts. It's all about networking. It's all about networking. If you want to be discovered, you have to let people know that you're around. And when they do get a hold of you, you better be able to back up what you're saying. Back up what you're saying. Football. We don't have cable. We haven't had cable in a long time. So when it comes to watching things live, do I? No. So all of the football that I missed from this past weekend, and I hear it was an amazing weekend of football, if not one of the best football playoff weekends ever, depending on what team won and who you're cheering for. The highlights were spectacular, I believe. Every single game was won in the final few seconds of the game, with the game on the line, on the foot of the kicker. So congratulations to the teams that are moving forward, which brings me to this. I will give you my winners. Here are the 2 teams that will play. Here's the 2 teams that will play for the Super Bowl, and I believe it's in California. This is how much I know about what I'm about to say. But I believe that Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs will play whatever quarterback leads the Rams. I think it's Stafford. Oh, I think it's Matthew Stafford, I believe, is the quarterback for the Rams. I think. And this is not seeing any regular season games at all. I don't read the stats. In the previous 10 games, I went 7 for 10. I picked 7 winners out of 10 games based on absolutely no knowledge. But that's okay. You just go with it. You got a gut feeling. Go with your gut. Chiefs, Rams in the Super Bowl. Chiefs will win the Super Bowl this year. That's my bold prediction on my birthday. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs will not be denied a Super Bowl this year. Not going to happen. 1 year ago today, we found out that our property was going to be up for sale. The following 7 months, roller coaster, up and down. And then we made a life-changing geographical leap from one end of the country to the other, and it was absolutely, without a doubt, one of the best decisions we've ever made as a family. So we're pretty happy. Not pretty, we're really happy. Really, 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 really happy to be in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I just want to give a quick shout out. Everyone knows about the MattTv Canadian flag. Today I added just one more signature to it, bringing the total signature, and it's as accurate as I can possibly get it. I've counted and I've done my absolute very best to keep track of everyone that has come into contact and put their name on it. Today I took it to work and I had Nicole sign it. Nicole is the Chief of Staff and General Counsel to the Premier. So she is like second in command. And she was the 1300th one signature. And now it's hanging back up on the wall. So I just wanted to share that. And what was amazing about that, the last close to 30 signatures, which brought me to 1300, were because of the staff at one government place. Going to be doing a show tomorrow night. I just quickly don't want to forget, I'll put a promo up tomorrow. I was going through Facebook yesterday. In my news feed came across a story that the CBC did on a young lady by the name of Natasha Young. She and her boyfriend, they bought a school bus, they rented it, it became a schoolie. Now she is doing a documentary on the housing crisis here in Nova Scotia. She's a Nova Scotia filmmaker. I saw the story, I reached out to her yesterday. She's gonna be on MattTv, she's gonna be right here talking with me tomorrow night starting at 8 o'clock. So looking forward to that, and I'll let you know. I'll put a promo up here in a little bit, yes, because I got to set everything up on StreamYard. So I'll be looking forward to that tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Be chatting with Natasha Young. Really, really looking forward to that. Kevin Lockman, hello. Love you, man. Really great animation chat that you sent me there today. I'll save that for a later day. That was kind of a cool moment. Actually, I will share it. I'll end it with that. I just got a couple more things I want to talk about. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this because I said it was, I'll just put it out there and then I'll add to it the next time. But I'm just wondering, because I saw something today with one of my coworkers. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, which leads me to ask you, what is the most creative thing that you have had to do to get out of a long-winded conversation with either someone you know, could be a family member, could be a complete stranger, but what is the most creative thing that you have had to do to get out of a conversation? Because what I saw today was one of my coworkers use his own phone to call the desk to make believe that a call was coming in and he was busy and he would have to break off this conversation. It kind of backfired, and she ended up staying for at least 30 minutes. It was funny. It was funny. Anyway, back to you. What's the most creative thing that you've had to do to get out of a long-winded or perhaps awkward conversation? Two more things. Quickly, two more things. I'm not quite sure. I started this at, I started this at 9. I've been in here 20 minutes. Just a couple more things. Today's my birthday. And I went back and looked to see what day, like the actual day I was born. So I was born on a Thursday. I was born on a Thursday morning, January 25th, 1973. Now, I've always known that I was 10 minutes ahead of Michael. I'm 10 minutes older than my twin brother, Michael. And I know that we were born in the morning, but I couldn't remember if I was born at 10 after 10 and Michael was born at 20 after. I always thought that 10 after 10 was when I was born, Mike was 10 minutes later. So I set my alarm this morning. Actually, I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you right now what I had this set at. I have a bunch of alarms. It's going to be backwards, but you can see right here that this alarm is set. And this alarm is set for 10 after 10 a.m. every Tuesday. my birthday today was on a Tuesday. So for the last 3 weeks at 10 after 10 on the Tuesday, this would go off. So what happened this morning, 10 after 10, and I completely forgot about it. So I'm so glad that I set the alarm. So at 10 after 10 this morning, this alarm goes off and I shut it off and I'm standing at work. I'm standing at my desk. I'm looking out the window and I thought to myself in that moment, it was exactly 49 years ago that I was born. And every hair on my body stood up. Like I could feel the electricity go through me. It was just an amazing experience, all by myself, in the quiet, in the lobby, at work. And then, so I had this experience at 10 after 10. And a few moments later, I sent my mom a message because there was a part of me that wasn't quite sure of, I always knew it was 10 minutes. But come to find out, I was born at 10 o'clock and it was Michael that was at 10 after 10. So I was actually celebrating and all this energy went through me as I celebrated the moment that my twin brother, Mike, was coming into the world, which makes it even, saying it now, just, wow, what a trip. That was awesome. Okay, and I'm going to do a complete and really hard 180, leaving that story right there. I'm not going to give any disclaimers because I'm not going to give anything away, and this is for the individuals who are watching the Netflix original series Ozark with Jason Bateman. It's in the final season. It's season 4. It's a good show, but it's got some violence in it. It definitely has some violence. It's not meant for everyone's eyes. But what they've done with this 4th and final season, they've divided it up into 2 parts. And it's streaming now, so you can binge watch and watch all 7 episodes of Ozark if you choose. But my point is, that's exactly what Jen and I did. We watched all these episodes. But I just want to say, if you're watching this and you're not at that 7th episode, what you will see in the final 15-20 minutes of this part 1 series finale, is some of the most epic, intense, brilliant, believable acting that you'll ever see, and that comes from the young lady who plays Ruth. It is awesome. It is so awesome. I actually might go to Netflix when I turn this off, maybe finish this, have a glass of milk, and find the last 20 minutes of last night's episode, because it is intense. So I'll leave you with that. I know that was a complete hard 180 from, my electricity and love that was happening. So anyway, thank you so much for someone's going sailing with the captain. No. I remember seeing the captain off one day from a dock, and I just said, look, don't look back. Just keep on going. And he didn't. I haven't seen the captain since. But listen, I appreciate the live views. If you're watching this at your leisure, I certainly appreciate that as well. Yeah, we're going to be doing this a lot more often, and we're going to be doing it from beautiful North End, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Okay, I want to finish some cake and enjoy the rest of my night, enjoy the rest of my 49th birthday. Again, thank you so much for the birthday love. It was greatly appreciated. Had some great back and forth with Messenger, talked to a lot of family today, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, Much love to you. My name is Matthew. This is MattTv. Now and always, from sea to sea.